Hey guys, I am Brian here from the Southern Islands, and here we've got our hands on set 10, on the early set 10, Whispers in the Well. So very, very happy to be able to break this box open, crack it fresh, and I'm super excited to see what cards we get here. You know, this set I think contains gargoyles, contains I believe Spooky Hollow, or Sleepy Hollow, sorry. It contains Zootopia as well. A lot of different sets. You know, some say it's a little bit more niche, but you know what? I am all down for it. Gargoyles was a childhood kind of cartoon, so I'm very happy to see them appearing in Lorcana, and also excited to see what else Disney is going to be bringing up for their trading card game in the upcoming future. You know, there's Stitch, there's Angel, you've got Toy Story, heaps and heaps of stuff. But you know what? We're now just focusing on what we have in front of us. So this time around, I decided, you know what? Let's open up each pack in its series. So we're going to go with the Demona packs first. You know, here, I think the most exciting card for me would be the Demona. Unfortunately, not getting any of the Demonas here. Not getting many of the cards which I think I'm looking for. I'm looking for something like a Malicious, Mean, and Scary. We see the Quathane here. I believe that's the 5-cost dragon, which allows you to be evasive. I mean, it's evasive, and you also get to exert one of your opponent's characters, every time you quest. And guess what? I pull the Hades. You know, this is unfortunately not the iconic Hades, but this is definitely a Hades which is going to see play in purple decks, such as your Amethyst Steel, even your Blurple. You're definitely going to be seeing this Hades looking for a deal. So just going through this a little bit faster, we do see the Goofy, but guess what? We pull another Enchanted. I say another one because we got pretty lucky the first time around with the Enchanted Hades Infernal Schemer, but this time around, we managed to pull the Goliath Clan Leader. I think when we were seeing some of the Enchanteds being released, this was one of the Enchanteds that caught my eye. Unfortunately, not an iconic, but you know what? I can't be complaining. It's in 2 Enchanteds in 2 full boxes, so I'm definitely a happy camper here. This Goliath, I'm not sure if it's going to be seeing too much play, but it's definitely a beautiful Enchanted. It was one of my chases as well, so I'm gonna be pretty happy with the Goliath. I promise we didn't purposely shuffle this Goliath to the front, but I'm pretty happy with it nonetheless. And as we see, the Little John being shown here, Little John here is one of the new type of Whisper cards. Where you can to boost the character from your deck. So you put 2 cards, I think, underneath your deck. You're paying 2 costs. 2 ink costs, I believe, and you get an extra ability for that specific Little John. Here we have Time to Go, which is the new kind of draw card for Ruby, where you get to banish a chosen character of yours to draw 2 cards, and if the character had a card under them, you draw 3. So you can banish, something like a shift character or something like a boost character, and you get the extra value from that. So, pretty happy to see some Ruby draw. We also saw that Spooky Sight, that is the new Sapphire board clear card. You get to wipe anything which is 3 costs or under, into the inkwell, right? So both your side as well as the opponent's side. So super interesting card. As it's kind of ramping your opponents as well, especially if they're playing something like aggro. But it is a form of board clear. So pretty happy to see that as a way to kind of stave off some of the aggro that we typically see in the meta as well. So here going through the cards one by one, reading through all the effects actually, because I think this is one of the newer sets for me. So we do see Sword of Hercules there. I think that card is going to be pretty good to kind of get rid of something like a Hades, Infernal Schemer, or even like a Maui Half Shark as well. So very good, I think, steel card that we're going to see in the meta for as long as Hades as well as Maui Half Shark is going to be there. We also saw me pull the Legendary Hercules, pretty nifty Ruby card. This character can't be damaged unless he's being challenged, and whilst this character is exerted, the other hero characters can't be dealt damage unless they're being challenged. So it's kind of like Ward, but not really, because you can still bounce it. But I'm pretty sure when there's more cards that come out that supports heroes, I mean, there's plenty of cards already, to be honest, but we may see some Hercules in play in the future. So we also have the new Emerald card, is I think Webby Vanderquack. It's a kind of interesting card, right? Because whenever she quests, if an opponent has more ink in the inkwell than you may put the top card of your deck in your inkwell face down and exert it. So it's kind of like counter ramp, right? You get to ramp whenever your opponent has higher ink than you. Great card to be playing, I think, on the draw. But I mean, it's a shift too, and it does have ward as well. So it is interesting because you get to ramp without losing any hand cards. Maybe we'll see play of it slightly later, but I can't think of any decks that will fit into at this point in time. So, sorry guys, I mean, if you can't see the cards on the right hand side of the screen, we were trying to do something a little bit different where we're showing cards on the over the shoulder. But I think definitely noted that we will try to edit or try to adapt the formats slightly differently as we get more box breaks going on here on the Southern Islands YouTube channel. We saw there earlier as well a code foil Daisy Duck Paranormal Investigator. Very cool and very cool card that gets to slow down, I think, your opponent's inking. Because whenever she's exerted, the cards enter the inkwell exerted as well. Super nifty, shift 4 as well, so you can get it as early as turn 3 if you're ramping with the blue. And you saw earlier on screen the Zeus, very, very playable, I think. Whisper, but Junior Woodchuck Guidebook is finally out. It's a common card, by the way, and this is, I think, the first one that we saw, which is kind of sad, but it is going to be a very staple Amethyst item. For 2 cost, you put it on the field, and then for 1 cost, when you exert it, you have to draw 2 cards and you banish this item. Very, very similar, I think. Not quite exactly similar to Popsicle, but it is a very similar effect, and I think this is finally the partner that Tamatoa Happy as a Clan is looking for. But we'll see how the meta shifts, if the meta can slow down enough for Tamatoa to come back into play, as I think that specific purple build had quite a bit of items to work with. There are some new items like the Ink Runners that has come out during this set, but I personally am not I think confident that we're going to see too many item-focused decks coming out. And as you can see, you're just pulling my third Daisy Duck Paranormal Investigator. Is a little bit sad, but you know what? We did get the epic Daisy Duck Ghost Finder. This is a very, very pretty card. The epics actually have been done very well so far. I'm actually pretty happy to see the quality of the epics that have been released, both in Fable as well as Whispers in the Well. Super nice textured cards, and you get that full art kind of effect. I wish it was just a complete full art, but you know what? That's me being a little bit on the greedy side. There is a fair amount of text in Lorcana cards, so I think the way that they've done it is kind of fair, with the extra kind of textured format as well, or the textured, I guess, card on the character. So we are continuing to go through the packs. We do see the reprint Dragon's Fire there. We do see he who hurled Thunderbolts. So he hurled his Thunderbolts, sorry. Deal 4 damage to your character, and all your deity cards get +2 Challenger. We're going to see that a lot in Steel Song, or the new version of Steel Song, I suppose. I think this set brought back a lot of supporters for singers. So I'm very happy to kind of see that I can actually get my hands onto playing that deck, because I never got to play Steel Song because I joined only post rotation. So I'm very excited to see what singers can do, and see the power spike of singers as well with this set. So once again, we see another Zeus. The Whisper is very strong. You get to boost, I think, 1, and if you do boost 1, he gains a bunch of stats. Becomes a little bit more tanky. So. And the beauty of it is you can play it on 1 turn and then use the boost effect the next turn, right? So you're not forced into playing a bigger cost all at once. So it's definitely, I think, boost has a lot of flexible kind of effects that you can kind of play on different turns as well. Another, he hurled his Thunderbolts. Very happy to see that, but have not seen my quote-unquote chase card yet. Have not seen my Malicious, Mean, and Scary, which is a little bit sad. I don't believe that that's scary. And that's the card, I'm looking forward to pair it together with my Sapphire Emerald deck. But I think I did get 1 in the end, but you know what? I was hoping for 4, but not getting 4 It's fine. Ah, there we go. That's my one malicious, mean, and scary. The card that enables the new combo, and of course we can't end off the last pack without a legendary. So we did get ourselves that Prince Charming. So overall, I think the box is pretty good. We've got ourselves six normal legendaries, one code for a legendary, one epic, as well as one enchanted. I think this one enchanted, as mentioned before, was my chase. So I'm pretty happy to pull that off all in just one box. Well, guys, hope you stick around for more Lorcana content. We'll catch you guys in the future.